He's the one that's been trying to open up the economy and has been talking about it for 6 weeks. He's been undermined by Fauci and Cuomo and Newsom. He's been undermined by the media. Caitlin Collins, genius, not. He's the one who's been pressing, and then they attack him. We don't understand. What if one person gets the coronavirus? Doesn't that prove? Shut up, you idiots. But they go on. Cut 19, go.
Was the Justice Department right to drop those charges against Michael Flynn?
Well, based on a couple thousand, I guess I saw a headline yesterday, a couple thousand former, or was it a couple hundred, I'm not sure, a whole lot of former Justice Department people said.
Remember when Jim Comey said, or tweeted out, that you justice people need to stand up to this and resist this? That was Comey calling to all of his comrades to do exactly what they did. So what? There are tens of thousands of former Justice Department employees. May even be 100,000. So what? And notice Biden embraces it immediately. Why? Because it's a strategy. This is what they do. It's a non-issue. Who cares how many people signed a letter? What does it have to do with justice? Go ahead.
The Attorney General should step down. I have been absolutely stunned by the way in which he has not conducted the office properly. But look, I don't know the detail of where we are right now. My point is a simple
Oh, my God. I don't know the detail where we are right now. The point of where we are right now, I don't remember what was in the meeting here. This is all diversion. Whew. He's not even doing well in the basement, is he, Mr. Producer? They have him in the basement. He's still screwing up. Maybe it's time to move him into the kitchen. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is one of the fastest growing organizations in America. Now over 2 million conservative members strong, and I'm one of them. AMAC believes in and stands up for the values that we constitutional conservatives care about. More than talk, AMAC fights. A full-time presence in Washington, AMAC pushes back against reckless spending, disasters like Medicare for All, and the expanding reach of the federal government. And beyond advocacy, joining AMAC gives you access to a wealth of benefits and discounts, including special member-only rates on car insurance, travel discounts, cell phone plans, and a hell of a lot more. And if that's not enough, you'll get AMAC's bi-monthly magazine, full of insightful articles on issues that matter to most of us, we conservatives. As I said, I'm an AMAC member, and you should be too. Join today at amac.us. That's AMAC.us. Stop supporting the liberal agenda that the other 50-plus organization has been pushing for. Join AMAC instead. AMAC.us.
All right. One more Joe Biden. This one kind of takes the cake. Cut 20, go.
On these allegations from Tara Reade, I know you deny them, but you've also said that women should be believed. So what do you say to Americans who believe Tara Reade and won't vote for you because of it?
Well, that's their right. Look, I think women should be believed. They should have an opportunity to have their case and state it just forthrightly what their case is. Then it's the responsibility of responsible journalists like you and everyone else to go out and investigate those. At the end of the day, the truth is the truth. That's what should prevail. And the truth is, this never happened. This never happened. I assure you. That's the truth.
Ah, okay. Case closed. Just like his son was investigated on Ukraine. Over and over, we're told. I know, I heard Anderson Cooper said, case closed. They didn't close any cases on Donald Trump, did they? I mean, folks, Joe Biden's accused of rape, of molesting his staffer in her 20s in a corner of the Capitol building. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but I know the media are very tepid. They'll ask a couple of questions. They'll say, it didn't have, oh, okay. Pelosi said, I'm not answering that anymore. I know, it didn't have, oh, okay. Or in the case of Kavanaugh, they actually concocted allegations against the man. They went to his high school yearbook, which showed nothing. They listened to this Blasey Ford, who was full of it. as was her lawyer. They didn't have any problem with any of that. Or coming up with Anita Hill at the last second. And by the way, who was behind that? Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden should be treated like Clarence Thomas, except one difference. He should fail in getting the office that he wants. For this and many other reasons. I'll be right back.
AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is one of the fastest growing organizations in America. Now over 2 million conservative members strong, and I'm one of them. AMAC believes in and stands up for the values that we constitutional conservatives care about. More than talk, AMAC fights. A full-time presence in Washington, AMAC pushes back against reckless spending, disasters like Medicare for All, and the expanding reach of the federal government. And beyond advocacy, joining AMAC gives you access to a wealth of benefits and discounts, including special member-only rates on car insurance, travel discounts, cell phone plans, and a hell of a lot more. And if that's not enough, you'll get AMAC's bi-monthly magazine, full of insightful articles on issues that matter to most of us, we conservatives. As I said, I'm an AMAC member, and you should be too. Join today at amac.us. That's AMAC.us. Stop supporting the liberal agenda that the other 50-plus organization has been pushing for. Join AMAC instead. AMAC.us.
Making sure the land of the free and the home of the brave stays that way. Dial Mark Levin now at 877-381-3811.
You know, we have breaking news left and right, so sometimes I got to move. You know, you got to be flexible. You got to... And that's me. Cat-like moves, Mr. Producer. Anyway, so this judge, Emmett Sullivan, does something that's truly outrageous. He's inviting friend of the court briefs from basically anybody who wants to comment on what the Department of Justice has proposed. That is, the dropping altogether of the case against Flynn. So General Flynn's lawyers have responded. On May 11, 2020, a group referring to itself as Watergate prosecutors submitted to the court by email a notice of intent to file motion for leave to file an amicus curiae, friend of the court brief. But this court has consistently, on 24 previous occasions, summarily refused to permit any third party to inject themselves or their views into this case. It's a criminal case, ladies and gentlemen. Who cares what anybody else thinks about this? So basically, these fools are going to write op-eds from leftists and make them look like briefs. The proposed amicus brief has no place in this court. No rule allows the filing, and the self-proclaimed collection of so-called Watergate prosecutors has no cognizable special interest. Separation of powers forecloses their appearance here. Only the Department of Justice and the defense can be heard. Accordingly, the Watergate prosecutors' attempted filing itself should not be registered on the docket, and any attempt by the group or any individual to make a filing in this case must be denied, as all others have been. I hope the appellate court's listening in Washington. The third-party proponents to file its uninvited notice of intent and file pursuant to which allows interested parties who are not parties or subpoenaed witnesses to apply for relief relating to criminal proceedings. But the rule nowhere suggests that relief may include filing an amicus brief by anyone who disagrees with the parties. To the contrary, in this court, such briefs are contemplated only on the civil side of the docket, which governs motions for leave to file amicus briefs. Again, this is a criminal case, as I just pointed out. You don't have amicus briefs. Under the canon of statutory construction, the express mention of amicus briefs on the civil side must be understood to exclude them on the criminal side. Now, separation of powers. It is no accident that amicus briefs, friend of the court briefs, are excluded in criminal cases. A criminal case is a dispute between the United States and a criminal defendant. There's no place for third parties to meddle in the dispute, and certainly not to usurp the role of the government's counsel. For the court to allow another to stand in the place of the government will be a violation of the separation of powers. Absolutely right. This is a strong brief, but the judge is apparently quite dense. Let's see here. This is a case of extraordinary national and international interest. There are countless people, including former prosecutors on both sides of the parties, who would like to express their views. But there are many reasons there is no provision for outsiders to join a criminal case in this court. Of course, the former prosecutors are all free to submit opinion pieces to assorted media outlets, and it goes on. This judge is a disgrace. I don't even think he's that bright, apparently. This is a criminal case, ladies and gentlemen. And the prosecutor, the federal government, has decided to drop the case. We don't need other people's opinions. What does that have to do with anything? Nothing. So this judge is playing politics. This Judge Emmett Sullivan, he's a disgrace. I said you're a disgrace, Judge. I don't give a damn if you're wearing robes or not. The hell do you think you're doing? Appalling. You want to be a political hack? Take the damn robes off and step down. I'm sick and tired of these judicial tyrants, which is exactly what this judge is. Like the other one, Berman. The hell do these people think they are? They walk into a courtroom. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, Your Honor, Your Honor. For decades, he's called Your Honor. Like that jerk in Texas who threw that salon operator in prison. Unbelievable. He's seeking friend of the court briefs or allowing them in a criminal case? Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine what this does? This completely changes the American judicial system. It's so out of bounds. Well, you know, it was done in 1903. I don't care. I don't care. Now we have this courageous man, Grinnell, Ambassador Grinnell, who is the acting director of national intelligence, because we're waiting for Ratcliffe's confirmation. And he sees the unmasking of General Flynn. General Flynn is a victim. He sees the unmasking, the targeting of this guy. And the leaks, that's a felony, to the Washington Post. And he takes these documents over to the Department of Justice, which apparently involves the unmasking. And I would really encourage the Attorney General, who's under attack for anything he does, and always will be, to please release the names. The American people need to know what took place here. And you're such an honorable man, I think you will. It could be that it's part of U.S. Attorney Durham's investigation, what I hear, and therefore they want to withhold it for a period of time. I don't see why, though. I really don't. Unless it has a direct material role in a prosecution. But if it doesn't, they might as well release it so the public knows exactly what's going on here. And, you know, for the longest time, folks, I told you that Obama was behind all this. Doesn't mean he was the one directing every single move, but he was the one behind it. We're going to have a special Life, Liberty, and Levin this Sunday. We're going to go through this in detail. And you'll remember that fateful day after the broadcast on March 2nd, 2017. On March 5th, 2017, on Sunday's Fox and Friends, when Pete Hegseth and others asked me to please come on and discuss what I discussed on the radio. And you'll remember that day. I came under vicious attack after the radio show, and then that Sunday all hell broke loose when I laid out the exhibits that I had. The exhibits, the leaks to the media aiding and abetting the Obama administration, and the sabotage of a campaign, and the sabotage of a president. Which is exactly what they're doing now, by the way. We're going to expand on this, and I hope you'll watch us. Obviously, I haven't done the show yet, but I've got a lot in mind, and I'm ready to roll, baby. Oh, yeah. Since we first figured this out, I mean, boy, because we actually pulled together the public articles, a lot has transpired since then, hasn't it? All right, Mr. Producer, we haven't had a call today And I'll let you pick the caller. Who would be the best? Do we have a hostile? By the way, liberals, socialists, Marxists,